to Good Vibes Goddess Tarot. So today we're going to do a major arcana reading. It is Capricorn season, and Capricorn is represented by the Devil card. So we're going to talk about the Devil card and what it's supposed to represent. On here it says jealousies or troubles able to break the chains that are binding you or holding you back. And it's number 15, and 15 reduced to 6. And 6 is all about, collaborating, reforming to bring beauty to the situation, communicating. Yeah. So, some key words when the devil, or like when the devil cards show up, what it can mean is bondage, addiction, sexuality, giving into temptation, materialism, darkness, codependency or dependency, but addictions, and you're bounded to it. You codependent. And we have shadow self, fear, and negative thinking. Also, for mental health, I have. It can also represent like mental health and stuff like that, mental illness, like obsession, unhealthy attachment, suicidal thoughts, guilt and shame, self-destructive behaviors. If like the devil and the lovers card, I see that as like a karmic relationship. Could be an abusive relationship. See two people, they're bonded, just like in the lovers card. There's two people, but then it's actually an angel behind them. Where here's the devil. Anything else? Nope, those are key words. If you see the devil reverse, flipped, this means detachment and independent, breaking free, reclaiming your power, overcoming addictions, and releasing. You see the change, or you're no longer bounded to whatever is holding you back and keeping you stuck. See. Okay, now we're going to talk about the symbolisms in the card. Get a better view of it. So, we have the devil, which is supposed to represent like materialism, the materialistic world, earthly things, money, possession, the money, cars, clothes, it's materialistic. The pentagon on the forehead, even though it's reversed, supposed to represent being protected from spirit, but also reverse was like the materialistic things. You see it comes back together, but and it's over his head because you're obsessing about it, overthinking about it. But we have the protection from spirit. The horn is supposed to represent worldly experience. The fire is supposed to represent transformations. The chains is supposed to represent self-imposed restrictions, and they're loose chains, so you can always break free from them. And the altar is supposed to represent like a sacred space or place. And then she has like fruit as her tail, where he has fire. And fruit is supposed to be like represent life and stuff like that. And the devil, his hand is pretty much mimicking the magicians in a way, and the hierophant, I believe, because it's supposed to represent like so is above is below. And for the magician, he's making his thoughts, intuition, and stuff like that, and bringing it into the 3D. It's supposed to be like a whole trick and illusion and stuff like that. Where the hierophant, he's getting his information and his knowledge from God, source, the universe, however you want to identify it as. I say God, not trying to offend you, but that's how I'm gonna say it. And then pass that on and along, or in the books and stuff like that, and take those knowledge and to apply it to the real world life situation, to then pass on those knowledge and wisdom to other people to help, heal them and move them on in life. Funny enough, in the Hierophant card, there's also two people as well, but the Hierophant is supposed to be like, supposed to represent healing, tradition, like commitment, stuff like that as well. And the Hierophant could break you out, like free you from the devil, because like I said, it heals you and it help like you reclaim your power, help break you free, release whatever needs to be released. And let's see, anything else that I have written here? Oh. Okay, a couple other things the horn can represent is mystery or aggression, earthly desires, your animal nature, addictions to pleasures. And the altar could mean like a strong position related to, like a strong place that is related to, yeah, like the material world, the physical world. So like if you go to church, you know how they have like the altar, and that's supposed to be like serious time and like a place where you go to pray and get closer to God and stuff like that. He hear your prayers, even though he can hear your prayers wherever you are, but that's like, very sacred, and spirit, like, and stuff like that. Yeah. And the chains represent bondage, enslavement, being captured, being stuck, giving away your power. The other meaning for the devil card could be ego and illusions, fears. I have free will here, but it's not really free will if you have the chains on you. But hey, however you want to see your free will, there you go. A couple of things. The devil card shows us the potential for expansion and destruction, and what we choose to do with it when we have those potentials or those options given to us. Like, are we going to continue being stuck to something or change something that no longer suits us out of fear and comfort, or we're going to break free and move on to something else and something new? Because after the devil card is the tower, and before the devil is temperance, which is angelic and stuff like that. So you have to be able to decipher from the devil and the angel to then move forward. Because if you don't, the tower is going to bring it crumbling down if it's on a faulty foundation. Also, when the devil card shows up, it's saying that it's important to face your fears and your demons. Fears could be like your desires that you have to overcome and think positively about, and have faith that you can do it and accomplish it with good morals. Okay? With good morals. I don't know why I felt like I had to say that out of nowhere, but with good morals. Yo. With good morals, okay? Like, because the Hierophant, like I said before, the Hierophant used to be called the Pope. God sees all and know all. With good morals. Because karma will come back and slap that ass in the face. Okay? So it's just like, just do it the best way that you can. Don't try to, like, step on nobody or try to get ahead. It's just with good morals. Good values. Okay? Okay. Oh wow, my other book, it has check your morals and know thyself. See it. Yeah. Hey, what it was here? Oh, and this one I have examine and overcome your worst fears, doubts, and dark thoughts. Confront the darkness, and choose the light within. Release addictions, negativity, self-sabotage, and from your dark side. If the devil card comes up in your when like you're doing a finance reading or stuff like that, it's pretty much saying to release yourself from materialistic and like overspending on superficial things. If it comes up in a career reading, it's a reminder to not give in to self sabotage or be in a victim mindset. And like I said, have good morals. Do not try to step over anybody or degrade anybody to try to get the position. Okay? Because karma come back and gonna bite that ass. And if it comes up in like a love reading, now if it's like I said, the lovers and the devil, to me that screams karmic. Okay? To me, karmic. Okay, and things need to be communicated. With okay, always communicate the truth with the partner, because the devil is toxic. That's negativity. Something is being hidden, not being told. Cause like if it's like a sex reading and stuff like that, which could also be like a love reading. It's pretty much it's very lust based, and could be very obsessive, jealousy, and like very stressful, anxious. It's not a lot of love, okay? Just a lot of lust. I forgot who made that song. Damn. And I'm not. And check my other book. Okay. This one, it says, it is time for you to release the negative enslavements to your dark shadow side. Your enslavements could be addiction, negative thinking, or self sabotage that are often because of fear. It is time to release your fears and focus on divine love. We need to heal our dark side by first admitting it's a problem and it what whoa first admitting it's a problem and doing anything necessary to trade instant gratification for our long-term well-being, right? That's self-sabotaging, seeing not seeing the long, like the bigger picture. You just hmm. I've had an example, but then the example might bother a couple of people. But for my example, right? Let's say that you're dating somebody, right? And you in a relationship, right? Right. And with see two people here, y'all dating, y'all in a relationship, right? Right. And see now I said it's not a lot of love, it's just a lot of lust. Well, one person looking for love and the other person's looking just for like wham bam thank you ma'am. You have to at least tell that person that you're looking for wham bam thank you ma'am, see if they on the same page with that. Because if she's not on the same page with that and she out here looking for love and she thinking you really love her, you to her, okay, it comes a problem. And then you tired of like waiting or caring for her and taking her out on dates and you not getting none and she was like, oh, he loves me, well, he will wait, it's not all about that, da 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 da, and it's just like, really ma'am, he's just in it for one thing and one thing only. So when he goes to talk to somebody else, you know she finds out and she heartbroken. It's just like, it helps free you from something, okay? At least you didn't give him any. Some There's a reason why you was holding it on. There's a reason. You were scared that if you gave it to him, he was going to run off. You didn't have to give it to him for him to go run off and do something stupid. You protected yourself in some way, shape, or form. Look at it that way. You see? Sometimes, like, some bad shit happens, okay? But there's like a silver lining in there somewhere. You gotta find it from time to time. And we have, you are stuck in a situation that isn't making you happy. You need a change. See? That situation won't make you happy. Leave that man alone. Let that man go. You know what song that just popped in my head? Cardi B, leave that bitch alone. Okay, if I told you to unfriend her, don't talk to her. And then out of nowhere, I magically see you two or see a picture of y'all two, like, yo, whatever happens, happens, okay? If I decide I'm going to leave, you didn't listen to me. Leave me alone. Told you to leave that girl alone. You chose her. You made your choices. Now you may lie in it, okay? You made your bed. Go sleep in there. You go over there. You made those choices. I told you to leave that man alone. And you ain't leave that person alone. Stay over there. Go on that side. Be with your friend. I'm going to be over here with my friends. It's okay, you know? Then we have, you two attached to materialistic things and ignoring your spiritual side. And we have, see, that's why he's mimicking the as above is below. And then also the magician can do it as well because it's like a trickster energy. Magician can do it. Yeah, it means like creation and stuff like that, but it also can be like a trickster from time to time. If you see like the devil and, you know, the magician together, that's a trickster. It's not good. Like or it can be like, you know, he's changing his evil ways. Poof. But unless the Hierophant is in there or some angel energy card to be like, this is legit is happening. He's legit healed from it. Is no longer there. He is a trickster energy. But yeah. Next I have written here, you're being too forceful in a situation when dealing with someone and it's time to relax. Okay, just let it play out. Go with the flow. It's not that hard. It was not that stressful. Okay, so that's pretty much a tarot card. So now about Capricorns. They're a passive cardinal sign. And cardinals, they're pretty much supposed to be like, they're flexible but they don't really, and adaptable, but they don't really like change that much. And they're an earth sign, so you know the materialistic stuff and like earthly desires, money, house, cars, clothes, status, stuff like that. So positive sides of Capricorns are driven, disciplined, patient, responsible, strategic, and persistent and determined. And negative sides are that some can be pessimistic, greedy, cynical, fearful, relentless, ruthless, rigid, miserable, and detached. And the motto for Capricorns is I use. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the planet of time, making sure we learn our lessons, also karmic lessons, make sure we pay off those karmic debts. Funny enough, the Magician card, that's why you have the infinity. It's like a karmic loop. Until you learn those karmic lessons, you'll be on a karmic loop. You'll be stuck on these chains, going round and round until you learn those lessons and break free, because you will continue to repeat them. And hopefully once you break free from them, you learn your lessons and you don't go back and do it again, because then you start the whole, loop all over again. And for Saturn, the symbol pretty much represents reality over the soul. And we had here like you're picking your materialistic, like materialism or materialistic thing, your physical world over your spiritual world. And gotta stop doing that. Bring that together. Work it together to learn the lessons and able to move forward. So we have two pals here today. We have Jizzo, and well, support, and we have Thoth with wisdom. So I'm gonna read the questions here now. So I don't really gotta reiterate them that much in the next like parts. So we have 8 questions here today. So for question 1, it is, what is the person that you think yourself as? / what identity are you most interested in preserving? Question 2, what is your shadow / what part of yourself have you rejected / what are you ashamed of or insecure about? Question 3 is, what makes you comfortable / what makes it difficult to face reality / what is it about your attachments that you find so soothing? Question 4, what are you trying to avoid / what are your fears? What does your shadow side bring up in you? Question 5, how is rejecting your shadow affecting others / who is your scapegoat? A scapegoat is somebody that you shift like carpets, people that point the fingers, you always blame them for something even though they did nothing wrong for you. Nothing. They did absolutely nothing. That's a scapegoat. You blame them when they did absolutely nothing. You just blame them for simply existing in some way, shape, or form. But the funny thing is, the whole scapegoat theory, like you blame that person for everything, and at some point in time, the scapegoat starts to believe that it is their fault, right? No. Okay, get that. But the thing is, once the scapegoat is gone, if they're really the problem, wouldn't the problem come to an end? Think about that. Next question. Next question still on question 6 is, what else are you rejecting in order to remain comfortable? Now question 7 is, what does forgiveness and healing looks like / how can you soothe yourself / how can you heal your wounds? Question 8 is, what is your potential once you free yourself / where are you headed if you find forgiveness? Yep, so got 2 pals. We got Jizzo with support, and we have Thoth with wisdom. If that's not working for you, Japan, Egypt, Japan or Egypt, where you want to go? Like Japan, island, or a continent? Like Africa, it's in Africa. See, don't come for me. I know what I was talking about. It's in Africa. Egypt is in Africa. I know it's a city, place, town, whatever, but it's in a continent. So you want to go on an island? And do you want to go be on a continent in a city surrounded by other cities? or surrounded by water. Which one? But I see you over there in your pile. Hi there, pal. One. So you picked Jizo, who is a Japanese Buddhist monk who helps children, animals, and women with enlightenment, trying to help waken them up to their spirituality and get closer to, spirit. I'll read you his quote at the end. See why. We pick this pal. So, first we have Pluto. And Pluto is supposed to be the planet. It's supposed to represent planet. It's not really a planet. It's a dwarf planet. But yeah, when it was a planet, nah. But it's supposed to represent Hades and stuff like that. The underworld, things changing and transitioning and transforming, and we don't always know it or see it. Because Pluto is also supposed to represent Scorpio. Scorpio is supposed to be represented by the death card. You never know when change is coming or when death is coming. But it comes for everybody. And it happens all the time. It's just a part of life. And then we have 22. But 2 is supposed to represent balance, duality, connections, and not communication, but your connections and how you work with people and collab with people. And I reduced to 4, and 4 is all about stability and its foundations. And the symbol for Pluto, the circle is supposed to the circle is supposed to represent your spirituality, and the half circle, semicircle is supposed to represent receptibility, able to receive thoughts and actions, and then the bottom, the little crust, is supposed to represent matters. So you are taking in, you're receiving with the crown chakra messages from the divine, and you're taking actions on them, and you're thinking about them, processing them, and applying them to your everyday life. That's all I pretty much gotta say about this Pluto card. Supposed to be change, reform. And then we have frustration. I believe this one is a red card. I got the book here, don't worry. And red is supposed to represent your root chakra. What is it about your the forge and your foundation, being stable and secure? That's your root chakra. You might be feeling a little bit frustrated because you're not trying to fit in with a group of people where you don't really belong. You see, you're a square, they are circles. You won't be able to fit into that crowd. But there's a space for you to fit in. There's a spot for you. We're just not here. Go find that spot. Okay, JK is an orange card, but either way, orange is your sacral chakra, and orange is supposed to represent your sexuality, how you feel about yourself, your self-esteem. And your happiness, your joy, your playfulness. Just how you feel about yourself, honestly. But frustrations, it says, for some reason, despite all your best efforts, you aren't able to achieve what you're working towards. And that's frustrating. Instead of getting angry or disappointed, take a step back or take a break from whatever is going on. What are some alternative approach to this solution or the situation? Is there a solution that you haven't tried yet? Would a new perspective help you find a solution? But that change, transformation. See, something has to come to an end in order for something else to begin. Everybody has that. Death comes right. Also, right in the death card. I don't know if you ever watched my reading, right? I mean, you probably could be reading the captions. I don't know. Um, But it has like it's saying like to be like death comes in threes, but it's not supposed to, not, it's not like that. But it's just saying like it comes for everyone and anybody. Like we have the three people there and the people praying try to like slow down it, like try to stop death and slow it down. But it comes for anybody. It doesn't care if you're a king or a peasant. It doesn't matter. It's gonna come. Change comes for everybody, and sometimes it hurts, but it's necessary to grow in order to move forward and stuff like that. So sometimes you have to release things, let things go, and start moving forward. And once you let it go, that's when you be able to start realizing why it was important to let that thing go. Once you made like a couple of steps forward, or like not even a couple of steps, like drastic changes, and you like see that this thing or this person that you were so worried about, you're no longer worried about them, or they don't live in your head rent free anymore. You don't really care. Yeah. Then we have trust. It's just a purple card, and purple is supposed to be your third eye. In this deck, it's your third eye and your crown chakra. And your third eye is supposed to be your intuition, trusting yourself, those gut feelings that you have and acting on them, sensing things that you can't really like pick up on or see, but you like those, like I said, those gut feelings, and acting on those, moving on those. Your intuition, your intuitive downloads, and stuff like that, and acting on them. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be okay. It might not even be a purple card. It might be a blue card. And at this point, I feel like this deck need to get their colors correct. But it might not even be blue, because now I can't even find it in blue. Okay, JK, it is a blue card. I found it in blue. So blue is your throat. Expression, speaking your truth. Your creativity. Oh, he also helps write. Or wait, no, wrong person. But like if you are a kid and stuff like that, and you don't, having a hard time. Oh, he also helps people with bullying and like try to, befriend them and try to teach other people to, befriend people that's bullying, and help them find a safe space where they belong, and support them. Let them feel like they're not alone and stuff like that. But doesn't this card looks purple? How is that blue? Well, okay, the light's hitting it, so it makes it looks blue now. But it's giving really purple. But and that's not really orange that's giving red. But hey, either way, trust. When this card comes up in your reading, it's a sign to start trusting yourself. We often seek advice from outside sources and people we trust. The reality though is Though most of the time, deep down inside, you know what needs to be done. Have the confidence to trust in yourself and your own sense of self governance. Ultimately, you can make your own decision. Yeah. Next we have hold on. Perception, which is a green card. Also, butterflies is supposed to represent like change and transformations as well. So you get a change in your perspective. Oh, a place where you thought you belonged, you realize you no longer belong. Now you see it a different place. You see it a different way, and you can't unsee that or unknow it. And rather than trying to force yourself to continue to fit in where you don't belong, go find a place where you do belong, where you don't have to force yourself to be there, be happy, or like smile when you don't really want to smile. Then we have soulmate, which is a red card, which is your root chakra. So you have to be, true to yourself, authentic to yourself, or a couple of things with this perspective or this perception and soulmates. A couple of things, right? A twin flame, it's not always cut out to be. Okay. There's lessons that you have to learn, and there's some soulmates that's legit here to teach you a lesson to help your soul grow, help you change and transform in some way, shape, or form. Right? Right. And they're not here to complete you or love you better than you can love yourself. No. 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 And if that's what you think that a soulmate is, there will be a soulmate here to come and teach you that goddamn lesson that no one can love you better than you can love you. So it just might as well. Okay, save the frustration and the heartache. Love yourself. Okay, trust yourself. You know what's best for you, what you like, what you don't like. There might be somebody that comes along that can help you learn new things and process new things that you didn't really know about yourself and see things in a new light and a different perspective. Yes. Yes. But you don't have to be with that person just because they're a soulmate. There's soulmates in your family. You have friends as are soulmates. Um, you have romantic soulmates or different kinds. You don't necessarily always have to sleep with that person and be with that person. It doesn't always have to be romantic. They just have something to teach you to help your soul grow. They have like a piece of wisdom to teach you to change your perspective on something. That is someone like in a twin flame situation, there's a runner and there's a chaser, right? Now, the runner has a problem with ego and being vulnerable and sharing his feelings and stuff like that. And the chaser has a fear of abandonment and have a hard time letting things go or stuff like that, or if someone runs away from them or leave them, they blame themselves and stuff like that. There's a lot of things with abandonment issues. Right. Either way, the lesson that person the chaser has to learn is that someone want to run away from you, let them run. They will regret it. Okay. If they had you and you were such a great thing, such a good thing, right? They wouldn't try to jeopardize that by running away or playing little games, not opening up to you, telling you how they feel. They could write a letter. They can do a lot of things to tell you how they feel if they can't speak it to you until they muster up the courage to actually say it to you in person with no problem. They can write it down, you can read it, do it that way. There's multiple ways you can do it, right? But it all comes down to being able to be safe with that person and comfortable with that person and allowed to grow and they are allowing you allow them to grow and expand, and you're motivating each other while doing that. Not trying to suppress you, keep you down, dim your light, and stuff like that. That's not, no, no, that's not the purpose of a soulmate or a twin flame situation. No. It's to help your soul grow, not to suppress it or damage it in any way, shape, or form. It's for it to change for the better, grow for the better. Then we have abundance. See what I said? To grow for the better, like to help you learn something, change your perspective around, give you something that you ain't know about for the better. Give you a little token to help you grow. Like, trust in yourself. You know, no one knows you better than you know you. Okay? That's why it's important to be yourself and know yourself and be honest and be truthful with yourself. Because if you, like, there are gonna be a whole bunch of soulmates out there from like past life situations, just real life situations. Well, not real past life situations, like previous lives, many lives before with the Buddhas here. You know, reincarnation and reincarnation? Coming back. Okay, you die, come back in a different body. You know what I'm talking about. And like, you know, that person does it too, and then you have to come together and then remembering and realizing that, and then the whole journey and stuff like that, and coming together. It's a lot into it. Okay, it's a lot into it. It's not all fun and glam and what everybody thinks it is. No, it's a great reward. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of things that goes into it that a lot of people don't talk about. Like it's like it changed you for the better. Like, and you know, like some people, like they've been in like a bad relationship, and you know, where some people they might feel like, oh yeah, that relationship was hard, but like it could have been worse. Like, yeah, but to that person that was their worst, and they don't want to go back there. They're never doing that again. That in a way could have been a soulmate that helped change that. It changed that person, taught that person like you were looking for love in all the wrong places, and it got you stuck in something that you didn't want to get, that you didn't really want to be in. You have to free yourself, reclaim your power, break up with this person, move away from this person, stop socializing with this person, don't talk to this person. Trust that you know what's best for you and your mental, and this ain't it. And like move away. You see those people like don't really talk to somebody for like a while. So when they actually do date somebody, it's like, oh snap, like this person. It has to be something about that person that blew them out the water to make them be like, I'm gonna give you that time of day. You know, like that person taught them like, hey, it's just best to love yourself. If you know, there's some people that want love and seek love, but they don't know how to love. And you can't really expect love from someone that don't know how to love themselves. How can you expect someone to give you love when they don't know how to love themselves? They can't even give themselves love. You know, so they also looking for you to love them. So you have to give them that love while also giving yourself the love that you want them to give you. It's you giving way too much while they're just giving either like the bare minimum or don't know how to give at all. So it's just like it does, and that could be frustrating to you. And if you can realize that and see that, it's just best to leave and walk away. Like that person will have to learn to love themselves to be able to at some point even to start appreciating everything that you did for them. And then at that time it might be a little bit too late, but then it could also just be like superficial and like selfish, trying to be like try to for you to come back in when it's just like, you know, step away, take a time out. You have it like you see it from a different view, a different perspective. Like everything that you did in that relationship, all the times that you know you tried fighting, you tried communicate, well, even not fighting, but you like try to fight for it, communicate, and stand up and do what's right. and gave them time and chance after chance and gave them the benefit of doubt and stuff like that. And, nothing changed. So it's like once you had that breaking point, you was like, all right, I'm going to go. I'm done. And now they want to start changing, or now, they want to come back in. Because now they appreciate it, but it's just like it's too late. They treated you like trash. Now they're going to be somebody else to treat you like treasure. So allow that other person to treat you like treasure. Some people come in your life to be a blessing or a lesson. That person was a lesson. Take the lessons that learn all that you can learn, take that and move on. So allow them to be somebody else's either lesson and no blessing too. You don't have to keep it. Next we have Once Upon a Midnight Dreamly, creativity, genius, writing, expression, and artistic flow. Oh, and that's 34. Well, not 34. 31, and 31 reduced to 4. Oh, we have 2 4s. Something could be like pause or like stagnation. Um, Probably until you gain this new perspective and then move on and move forward. Start trusting yourself. Feeling more stable and secure and grounded in yourself with the root chakra. And also we have it right on the rock here. See, a rock. Rock is earth. It's grounded, stable, secure, not moving. You standing 10 toes on your decision and you supporting yourself, loving yourself. Taking action on what you want to take action on, trusting and believing that whatever you set your mind out to do, you can accomplish it and do it. It might take some time. It might be slow at first, but it's going to pick up speed at some point in time. Next, we have the Impulsory Dragon, which is supposed to be the strength card in this dragon deck. And strength is supposed to be, mustering up the courage and the confidence to take action on what you want to take action on. Overcoming fears, and we see the mountain in the back. Overcoming obstacles, learning whatever you need to learn as slowly as it may be. Like you might climb a mountain and you look back, you see all the mini mountains or the little hurdles that you have already climbed. So now you're on one peak, but that mountain peak, look above, you see another mountain. So you always have to continue learning and continue growing. There's always something to learn, or something that needs to be, changed a little bit. Life is always changing, and just gotta go with the flow. And then we have the Wounded Dragon. Funny enough, because with the perception, this is supposed to be the Hangman in this deck. The Hangman is all about gaining a new perspective, and there's also a spiritual awakening. If you go on a dark night of the soul, learn healing and learn all the lessons that you need to learn. Taking a pause, taking a break, and overcoming your fears and building up those confidence, having self-worth in yourself and trusting yourself, loving yourself, having self-respect, building up that self-esteem and everything. Because it says the Wounded Dragon, all the things that had hurt you and wounded you in some way, shape, or form, you build up the confidence and the courage to heal those with the Pluto card, right? Change it around, heal them, and renew it. To move on, and funny enough, the Hangman is before the Devil's. No, not the Devil. The Hangman's before the Death card. So it's you gain this new perspective and see things in a new light. and then you take action and you move on. You change whatever needs to be changed, and you know, then it's the temperance card. You see if it's working, what needs to be adjusted, make little critiques here and there, um, for it can continue flowing and continue working and stuff like that. Rather than just doing this one thing and be like, yeah, it's gonna work, and then seeing that it's not working, doing absolutely nothing to, change it. Like, if you take coding, right, or you code in any way, shape, or form, right, and let's say you have a whole bunch of codes, right, and once you press enter and it's saying, oh, line da 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 da, error, so it's not working all the way up until, like, let's say line 10. So from line 11 to 20 is not gonna run till you fix line 10. So rather than fixing line 10, you just continue pressing enter, thinking it's like the computer just gonna fix it itself. It's like, no, I didn't type this code. You typed the code. You gotta fix the code. I can tell you what the error is, okay, but you have to fix the error yourself. You know, you have to, like, I'm telling you something is wrong here. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna run. You can continue pressing enter all you want, but it's not going. My response is not gonna change. it's an error. Like, and then we have the Seeker, which is supposed to be the Fool in this deck. So you gain a new perspective. You know, see something in a different light, different perspective, and you take an action on a journey on something new. Taking that leap of faith, trusting that you know what's best for you, you know the right decision, and going on that. Reflect, because the whole tarot is supposed to be about the fool's journey and stuff like that. Well, some of them supposed to be about the fool's journey, and the major arcana is each thing that he learned along the way. And well, in this deck it's all major arcanas, but which I have multiple decks, but it's just. Yeah, and then we have mountains here again. You see, so where you was able to stand on the mountain, climbing the mountain. Now, like, you're flying above them. You looking back and reflecting on what you need to reflect on, and being able to process and letting go, like looking at how far you come and what you let go, what you learned, in order, like, moving on and moving forward. Because green, like I said before, I don't think I said it before with the perspective card, but green is supposed to represent your heart chakra, and your heart is supposed to be all like love, your connection to other people, your health, and stuff like that. Like if you're taking care of yourself and all that stuff in nature. And then we have the Hierophant. Well, it says mercy, but and this deck is supposed to represent the Hierophant. I was talking about the Hierophant earlier. Right? Boom. Healing. Having mercy. And the Hierophant puts us in the Hangman. Puts us in the timeout to heal us. Like, to gain, so we can gain a new perspective. Like, when you're a child and you do something, your mother be like, go to your room, I don't even want to look at you. It's for you to reflect on whatever you did, okay? So once they come back, and they do have, they can look at you, then they ask, well, what have you learned? Like, then, did you realize what was the mistake that you made and stuff like that? To process it so you don't do it again, to move on. And if you didn't learn it, you're going to do it again. And then again, you're going to be sent to your room. And at some point in time, the punishment is going to elevate. Either things start getting taken away from you. You can't go here. You can't go here. You can't go there. Like, things start, And so you gain this new perspective, learn the lessons that you need to learn. Ooh. It's that anime. It's called Romance Killer, right? And then she was so focused on this one thing that she pretty much neglected this one area of her life, which was, the romance killer. She's in the name. But so as to pretty much to get her focus on this, might pretty much we legit will have to take all your necessities away, like everything that you focus so much on. Like, so let's say if it's video games and I don't know, like video games and cars. What's another thing like a lot of people are very into? Or your phone, right? You have to take all that away. No social media, no video games, no phone or anything. We going back to like the 90s and the 2000s, okay? Even damn near the 80s, okay? And you legit have to walk to your friend's house to see what they doing. And if they can come outside and if they want to come outside today. Like for you to actually start appreciating, like paying attention to certain things in your life. Like it gets dramatic. But like sometimes you have to get that dressed if you actually pay attention and start like making the adjustments that need to be adjusted. And then we have the tower. Well, it said the destroyer, but it's the tower reverse. And a tower needs to happen or has to happen in order for the star to come in, because the star comes after the tower. And a tower is a change, a sudden shift. Also, it's like another card that could represent like having a spiritual awakening or an ego death. But with it being reversed, it's like you're trying to restrict, change, trying to like, let's say everything is changing around you and you trying so hard. Ooh, Bulbasaur, right? If you ever watched Pokemon, remember that one time when Bulbasaur was supposed to evolve and stuff like that, and he even walked all the way to the place where all the other Bulbasaur is supposed to like be there and evolve to the next point, and Bulbasaur tried so goddamn hard, okay? He fought it, okay, to not evolve. That's pretty much what you're doing. Like it's just like, but why would you make that whole journey to go like that? That was me when I was watching that episode. You had me walk all the way over here, follow you all the way over here for you not to evolve. Why are you not even evolving? What is your reasoning and stuff like that? But Bulbasaur, his reasoning, because he didn't feel like he was strong enough yet to actually evolve to the next step. But with this being here, you have to trust yourself. You might not be ready, but it's the time. Clearly, it was the time. They have a time when they're supposed to do it. If a whole bunch gathers, okay? And you just you like, even if you don't want to, you just walk there. Clearly, you're ready to evolve. Just do it. And then we have fertility. It's supposed to be the Empress in this deck, but it's reverse. And with strength being here, it could be like pride and ego, superficial materialistic things, being jealous of another person. You gotta heal those wounds. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You know what's best for you. You know what you want to do, so do it. It doesn't matter how theirs look like and what yours look like. Just be happy with how yours look, and if you're not happy with how it looks right now, continue like I said before, making those changes and those critiques till it looks like the way you want it to look like. And another thing about art, okay, no one knows if it could be a mistake to you, and you know it's a mistake, but to that person, that thing is meant to be there. And it serves a purpose where it is. So just let it go. Let it flow. It might be a mistake to you, but to another person, it's art. And it's fine. Right? It doesn't have to... Like, if you do makeup, your eyebrows, they're not always going to be twin sisters. Sometimes they're going to be fraternal. Like, it's good. Sometimes your wing eyeliner, one might be longer than the other. It's fine. It's It's a wing. Like, that's all that matters, okay? Like, you could tell they related. Like, they might not always be identical, but you can tell they related, okay? And you gotta heal from that and be able to release your past and over to move forward and move on. Cause you might be trying to copy the other person, get like that other person, and come to find out that person's also miserable and unhappy with their life. So you trying to be like somebody that's unhappy and miserable. Why would you try to be like somebody that's unhappy and miserable when you could be happy and at bliss and at peace with life and yourself? Just, focus on you. Don't focus on nobody else. Focus on your own plate and your own. When they in school, they be like, keep your eyes on your own test. Like, yeah, just focus on your own self. There's nobody. If you try to be like that person, then you're in their lane, and there's traffic in their lane. There's no traffic in your lane. No one else can be like you, but you. No one can do what you can do, but you. So continue being you. Allow them to continue being them. Next we have divine masculine. Oh, but the Empress card being reversed. I think I went on a tangent before I started saying it. It's a distorted divine feminine, right? It's not really where the Empress is all like abundant and nurturing and mothering and caring. All four queens of the deck. Okay, she's very balanced, caring, nurturing, very abundant. She doesn't chase, she attracts. She I was about to say she doesn't seek, she finds. But like, she doesn't like go out chasing and stuff like that and she just like, it is what it is. If the opportunity presents itself, she fills it out, see if she wants it or not, and if she doesn't, she say no, I'm fine, I'm good. But with being distorted, it's jealousy and envy, very superficial, manipulative. Just it's not an energy that you want to be around. It's not a very nurturing energy. So we have divine masculine, and it says the frequency of divine masculine supports our strong focus and active sides, allowing it to expand. Nope, sorry. We're gonna start over. The frequency of divine masculine supports our strength, focus, and active sides, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into the form with kindness and wisdom. And it was 22. That's why I was like, hold on, we're gonna start over. Because Pluto was also a 22 card. I said Pluto is all about like Hades, and it's supposed to be ruled by Hades and the underworld and stuff like that. But the divine masculine was the Emperor, supposed to be like authoritative. That he says he's gonna do it and he does it. Where hit the ring light. Where with it being reversed here, you're not, like, you say you're gonna do something, you're not doing that. You're being wishy-washy on your actions and your words. And if you're not a man of your word, then what are you? Like, how can you can't trust that. It's wishy-washy, like. Now you say you said you was gonna clean the house on Tuesday. Tuesday done came and gone, and the house still dirty. It's like, you're not a man of your word. You said you was gonna pick me up at 7. It's 8. Are we in a different time zone? Like, it's like, explain yourself. Not a man of your word. Not a person of your word. You're not like. You say one thing but do the other. And action speaks louder than words. Okay? And then we have universal love. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to ourselves. We feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole entire existence itself. And it's 44. And 2 4s or 44 is supposed to represent like support, and but that reduced to 8, and 8 is all about like personal movements, your personal power, yourself versus your ego versus yourself, getting a new perspective, learning, realizing that you made some risky decisions, made some risky choices. Okay, you might have been a fool in some areas, and it's time to heal that. Apologize to whoever you need to apologize to in order to move on and make changes, rather than pretending or thinking that you're always right. You're not always right. Sometimes you're wrong, and it's okay to be wrong. You learn and you live. Being wrong will not kill you. It's okay. Then we have prosperity. The frequency of prosperity supports our well-being and allow the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, and soul and spirit sings, and invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches of the universe that the universe provides. And that is 36, and 36 is 9, and 9 is releasing and letting go. So it could have been like my little tidbit, my little rant about soulmates. Look it up. It's not all fairy tales and rainbows and all nice and rainbows and sunshines, okay? Sometimes it's rainbows and sunshine for some of them, okay? But sometimes it's thunderstorms, okay? You have to fight your way through that. Like, then we have fertility again. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourself. And that is 27. 27 is 9. Got 2 9s. You might be releasing 2 things. You find out some things, release, find out something that hurt you, realize that maybe you was holding on to something that you didn't need to hold on to. Because you thought it would, you fed into this whole soulmate situation. Like, you were supposed to love me or give me the best kind of love. But, baby, no one could love you better than you could love yourself. Okay, you your first soulmate. Okay, look at that. Self-love is the best love. Okay? And once you start loving yourself and respecting yourself, trusting yourself, your self-esteem goes up, your self-worth goes up, your self-respect goes up. You start setting boundaries with certain people. And you feel more happy, more joyful, more light, and like more free, because you're not having to be around certain drama or deal with certain things or people anymore. Man, then you stop looking for like love outside of yourself. You look for love inside. Well, you still date somebody because, of course, like we want the physical connection, physical touch, somebody to communicate with and talk to, and stuff like that, our person. But you won't look for like superficial materialistic reasons. You will look for like the quality that they have, and you want somebody to look at you more than just your body and stuff like that. You want them to look at like your qualities, your characteristics, what you bring to the tables and stuff like that. It's just like your body is just a bonus. Then we have crown chakra. The frequency of the crown chakra is the violet flower of life. Didn't I confuse this for the purple? See? Come back anyways. We support our spiritual connection to the universe and our abilities to transmute negative energy into light. Like I said, with soulmates, it's not going to be rainbows and sunshine all the time. They're going to be that one person, okay, that may let you know, baby, it's just best to love yourself, okay? Love yourself. It's okay. It's better to be single than to be out here to be played by like a Boo Boo the Clown with somebody's son, okay? It's just okay to be by yourself. Like, there's some people that's out there. There's light in their shade. There's negatives and their positives. Okay? There's not soulmates is not always positive. There's some trials and tribulations. Okay? There's some stories. Okay? And then we have and then there's 7. And 7 is all about like internal, and it's also like struggles as well. So it can be like internally struggling with yourself and thinking that this person, supposed to give you the best type of love that they, that's out there. No. That person probably sent to your life for you to learn the lesson that you can love yourself. Okay? It's better to receive an empty cup than to have fake love in that cup. Okay? Like, if you're thirsty, right? And you dehydrated, and everyone around you have nothing but beer, that is not going to hydrate you. That is not no type of water, no nothing. That's nothing. It's just best to be dehydrated than drink that. Okay? In that scenario, go find water elsewhere. Go walk around. Leave. Go find water. But like, you cannot get water in that area. But with the divine feminine reverse, she might not really get that, see that, understand that. Might be jealous of other people not being as dehydrated as her, and it's like maybe they drunk water, more water than you, something. Either way, it doesn't matter. You're dehydrated. You go get some water. You go find water. Don't worry about what nobody else is doing. Focus on you and your health and what you need. Okay, you need water right now. You go find that before you pass out. Like, cause these people they don't have water to give you. And we have delight. The frequency of delight support our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we invoke in others. And that is 19. And 19 is 10. And 10, oh, my bad. 10 is completion. The end of something. So we had 2 9s here. You let it go. You stop. Whatever you're fighting with internally comes to an end, so you can be happy. You start releasing, letting things go, and moving things on. Stop trying to control things that you can't control. Like, you can be consistent, which is pretty much like you show up every day, right? And that's fine. That's great. Attendance, check. 100% attendance. That's fine. Okay, but when them report cards come out and you barely passing any of the goddamn classes? It's just like you just showed up and did absolutely nothing. You consistently showed up. Yes, great, wonderful, but you didn't like put in any work, any effort to learn anything, change whatever, like from being like unknowing to knowing something. You didn't do any work or anything like that. That's persistent. Persistent is when like you show up every day, and even when you have some things, some wounds that's still hurting that you didn't process, you haven't fully understand it, you still trying to understand it, still trying to learn, showing up every day to continue learning, continue growing, putting in the work, putting in the effort to change it for the better, so you can be happy and learn whatever learn whatever you need to learn and process whatever you need to process. You can move on and move forward. You don't have to continue learning this again. That's persistent. But you need to be consistent in order to be persistent. You can't just start and stop, because you may stop and not come back to it. Then you're not being consistent. You have to continue coming back to it, continue growing, continue trying, continue pushing. So you might have to let this thing go, and it might keep coming back to you. It's trying to be consistent, right? Keep coming back, keep coming back. You have to then be persistent in your boundaries and saying, no, I'm not allowing you to come back in. No, I don't want to be around you. Every time. It doesn't matter. No. Like they trying to consistently come in your life, you have to persistently tell them no. Like you're not doing that anymore. You're not welcome in my life. Or simply block them. Do that too. You don't have to. That's persistent right there. They persistently blocked. Cannot get access to you until you're really like lifted and stuff like that. But now we're gonna go into the tarot aspect, tarot part. So already have the cards pulled. So I'm just gonna put it right here. These two cards came out together, so I'm gonna read them together. Oh wow, it's the Temperance card. I was talking about that earlier, right? See, Temperance, and it's the Two of Swords. So Temperance is all like I said, it's the angel card. It's supposed to be very angelic. Also supposed to be a card of patience, testing out the waters, feeling things out. Like I said before, you make those changes with the Death card, and start feeling things out, seeing what's working, what's not working, critiquing it as little as whatever you need to critique in order to move on and move forward. But with the Two of Swords here, it could be. And I was just talking about like blocking somebody. That might be a very difficult decision for you to have to make, to block somebody to protect your peace. But it is what it is. Like you have to because they constantly keep trying to come back and bother you. That's they persistently trying to be annoying, and you gotta block the sucker out. Or just simply change your number, walk away, protect your peace. Blocking out whatever doesn't bring you peace. You have to continue doing that, standing in your boundaries and setting your boundaries with other people, unless they will step over them, cross them, or pretty much define your boundaries for you. And it's like, hold up. Hey, who said I was comfortable with that? Who said I wanted to do that? And that's why with the Two of Swords, even though it's like your mental and your mind, it's your heart, because you're trying to feel emotion. Your gut feelings and stuff like that, your intuition. It's a feeling. You're trying to think about it, like, what does this mean, or what is it trying to tell you? It's like, if you're around said person a lot and you always feel like you have to be on guard, watch them, stuff like that, it's simply trying to tell you you don't trust this person. You feel like you don't feel safe around them. You don't feel secure. You don't feel grounded around this person. You don't feel comfortable, okay, around this person. You feel uneasy. it might be best to stop going around this person little by little till you just simply cut this person off in a place where you are like, and start being around people where you are comfortable. Like I said before, if you just, in my little analogy, if you're around a whole, like you're dehydrated and you want water, you just around a whole bunch of people that got beer and alcohol, you will continue to be dehydrated until you go get water. You have to take those steps to go find those the water. And then we have the Knight of Swords, which he's very like swift and impulsive. Um, have very one track minded, one thing on his mind. He's gonna, oh, we have butterflies again. You know, he's focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's what he's going on and taking action on. Because Knights is all about movement, so he moves very quickly, very fast to try to change the situation around. And sometimes that might not always work out. Okay, might not always work out. Then we have the High Priestess, which is like your intuition, your, you know, things being hidden. And also what I was talking about before with dark and light. You know, there's some dark secrets and then some dark some there's secrets, right? But then, there's some bad secrets and some good secrets. Like that's okay. That's not harmful. But then there's some harmful ass secrets. Like, yeah, she understands that. She sees both sides of the coin. She's very intuitive. Um, hold keeps a lot of things in hold. Like keep a lot of close to her vest. Can be very secretive energy as well. But with trust here, you trust those the intuitive downloads that's being sent to you. And like I said before, those gut feelings, they were simply trying to tell you, like, you don't trust this person. Move away from them. Get away. Like, they might be fun to be around, yeah, because pillars is supposed to be, like, also, like, stable, right? Secure and grounded. It's not going anywhere, right? And you probably thought, like, this person, like I said, that you probably thought this was gonna get the best love of your life from this person and stuff like that, but you're not. That's probably the dark side of the soulmate thing. Like, it's a lesson that you have to learn, that you have to, love yourself. Self-worth and self-respect and self-love is one lesson and stuff like that we all have to learn. And in order to move on and grow, unless we're going to continue self-sabotaging and trying to look for love or look for validation outside of ourselves when we know what we know is best for us already. And intuition. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is generosity, giving and receiving, equal give and take. Did I say that something about that before? Oh, well, testing the waters out, seeing what works, what doesn't work, critiquing, what you need to give more. Before I was about trying to get love with somebody that don't even know how to love themselves. And you have to, like, you're giving love, and you're giving them love while also giving yourself love. You're just giving and not receiving. You're giving but not receiving. And then you're looking confused, like, where is mine? Because you're giving, but you're not getting back. That's breadcrumbing. It's not equal give and take. And it's time to move away from that. Cut it out. Block it out. So you can be, like, have peace. And your intuition could be trying to tell you, the crown chakra trying to tell you who you need to cut out, who you need to move away from, that gut feelings. But it could be, self-imposed limitations that, we've been friends for so long, or we've been dating for so long, and stuff like that. It's okay, all the time that already passed, right? You see that as being, like, time wasted with that person. But think of how your life will look like if you continue being with the person that you're not happy with. Isn't that still more time being wasted? Especially if you don't communicate it to that person to try to make a change or a difference. Say, I'm not happy. Let's try this, try that. You know, to make a change, and nothing changed, nothing. You know, it's just still a waste of time. You just sitting there looking in this person's face, unhappy. You unhappy, they unhappy. You're both unhappy. Where y'all can just go out and meet new people, be happy somewhere else, separately. You know, that's a better time. That's time well spent rather than being with the person that's making you unhappy. That's a waste of time. So yeah, probably like all the time that you had before, it's not really even a waste of time. Like those are probably good times, right? Great times, wonderful times. But as of right now, those times aren't haven't been here for a while. Okay, y'all not happy. He's not happy. You not happy. Y'all not happy together. That's a waste of time where y'all could just be allowing each other to be happy somewhere else and growing somewhere else, learning, but no, learning different things, life lessons, experience the world in another way with other people somewhere else. So, and then we have the hangman again. See? Look at that. Getting that new perspective. See it differently. Getting a little piece of wisdom and knowledge so you can get that so you can get that abundance. Like, if somebody want to run away from you, don't give you equal give and take, let them run. They're gonna regret it. It is what it is. Right? 9 times out of 10, right? They always is. You gonna have like a couple of exes that break up with you for randomly for no goddamn reason. Okay, foolish reasons, impulsive reasons. Okay, didn't really think it through. You worrying about yourself, minding on like going about your life, this, that, and the third. They want to come back out of nowhere. Okay, on some hi stranger, I miss you. Like, you see them in a whole different light. Your life done changed. You done moved on. You don't miss them, but they missing you because you gave them the best love that they have ever seen in life or that they have known of, right? And now they want to come back and get that again. And, maybe you don't look at them or see them the same way. So you moving on with your life for better, greener pastures. They left you for greener pastures thinking that the grass is going to be green on the other side. Sometimes it's just green because it's fake grass. Rather than caring and watering the grass that they had, they went to go find fake grass. Hey, and now somebody came in and with you and watering the grass, taking care of it, y'all done plant flowers, okay? Have somebody coming in and cutting the grass and stuff like that. Y'all both caring for it as equal give and take. As y'all both receiving. Yeah, it's different. Okay, is that taught like that person came in your life at that point in time to teach you a lesson. You took that lesson, and now, not saying that the person right after is gonna be a blessing. Okay, you might have like dependent. Okay, it's dependent. We have the hangman here twice. You have to learn those lessons, and if you don't, things will continue to be on delay until you do. You feel me? We have release here twice. You have release and let it go. We have the hangman twice. You gotta, okay? It's gonna be on delay until you let it go and release it. And seriously release it and let it go. And stop making those, like, patterns or self-sabotaging your life in any way, shape, or form. Or allowing other people to sabotage it in any way, shape, or form. And, moving on and releasing it and let it go. And looking for equal give and take in your partnerships, in your connections, in your relationships, in your friendships, or whatever it is. Not letting anybody overwork you and always put the blame on you and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna look into your self-care cards and then we're gonna finish the reading. So we have intentions or intuition. Intuition, 28 and 28 is 10. I was just talking about releasing. You release and you let it go, and it comes to an end. And we have movement, which is 39. What? 36, which is 9. There we go. And we have look for fairies, which is 30. And 30 is pretty much three tens. So it'll be three things coming to an end since we had two nines here, now we have three nines. So three things could be coming to an end and come to a completion. And once you trust yourself and make those actions. So let me read you Jizzo's quote, and then your reading will be done. So his quote is an invitation the invitation to offer care and support not only to others but to yourself, and call to balance care and caretaking. So yeah, that's pretty much equal give and take. You got it. If you want to care for somebody else, they also have to care. Not even that they have to care for you. In order to care for somebody else, you have to care for yourself. In order to give love, you have to be first love yourself. If you want to trust somebody, you have to be able to trust yourself. You see it? So you gotta be able to do it yourself first to be able to do it with other people. But yeah, that's all that I'm seeing for you, Pal 1, for this reading. I hope this reading helped you in any way, shape, or form. If it resonated with you, that's cool. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi there, Power 2. Welcome to your reading. So you pick Thoth, which is the Egyptian god. I'll read you his quote after. But it says here wisdom, but he is known for a lot of things. He helped ISIS bring back his what? Whoa! He helped ISIS bring back her husband. There we go. From the dead, pretty much. Help her with, I believe, when her son was sick as well. He created the alphabets, mathematics. Played a lot of roles. Okay, plays a lot of guys of many hats. Okay, many talents. It's just so let's see what we have in store for you today. Have all the cards already picked out. So we have Taurus, and we have two. So Taurus, they kind of headstrong. They have not, I was gonna say like single-minded, but not really. Once they like have they mind set or something, it's very like hard to change that. It's also an earth sign. They're very dependable though and reliable. Look at my little. Okay. So yeah. So they can be like I said, they can once they set their mind to something, like they're set on that. So they can move like very slow, be very stubborn from time to time, but then like I said, they're very dependable, trustworthy, reliable. They're persistent, very patient. They take their time to get it to where they want it to look. And but the downside or negative sides of a Taurus, that they can be very stubborn. They could be like a positive and a negative. They won't give in to peer pressure. That's a positive. But if they're wrong, it would be very hard for them to see that they're wrong or to try to see it in a new way, new light. And they're very fixed and set in their ways, and possessive and materialistic. So it's an earth sign, very And then see, now so like it's also stubborn and then like materialistic. Like it could be very hard for them to, like I said before, see that they was wrong, or even admit to that they was wrong, or even they can be wrong, right? You know that some people they're wrong and they know they're wrong, but they still want everyone to pretend like they're right in some way, shape, or form. No, no, that's no, like that's straight devil energy. No, no one got time for that. Like if you're wrong and you know you're wrong, just apologize and own it. Okay. Um, cause I don't got time to be sitting here tip tiptoeing around the situation as if everything was all peaches and creams where you're wrong. Like no, especially if if that don't make no sense. No, like it's just no, like mm-mm. You know that's like some people like they like I said it's a positive and negative. There's some people where it's wrong and you know it's wrong, you could like sit here and try to like talk to them and convince them and tell them that it's wrong. Some people might be educated and no problem to hearing you out, but then there's some people that's just really closed minded and shut off that even though there's wrong and there's facts to prove that they're wrong, they still holding on to that like whatever they said as if it's right and if it's facts. That's devil energy. It's gonna be real hard for that person to even acknowledge some form of truth. You know, in their head, whatever they said is the truth. And it kind of like a Kanye complex. You just gotta let him go, let him be. Just focus on you. Like you just leave him alone. You know, like some people that are always trying to argue with you, and it's just like just argumentative people, and it's like you could be a dumbass argument, and they can be wrong. I'm not paying you no type of mind. I'm not sitting here arguing with you. I'm not going back and forth with you. I don't care. Don't care. Don't. Oh, yeah. Next we have here stop. And there's a red card, and red is supposed to represent your root chakra, feeling stable, grounded, secure in yourself. But in this deck, it's also supposed to represent like your passion, your anger, your aggression, and stuff like that. Might be some things that you need to stop that you're being stubborn to, thinking that you were right when you probably was wrong. It's time to realize that you might have been wrong, especially if there's facts to prove that you were wrong. Like it is what it is. Everybody have their day. Some you're not gonna get everything right all the time. Like everybody has their day. It's okay. And like even scientists, they find something, and it was it was right for a very long period of time, and then somebody else finds something that undermines whatever they found. Everybody has their day. Everybody has their time. And then we have magic. Future popped in my head. Voila, magic. Sensational. It's just yo. But slow to realizing something. You're gonna miss the opportunity around you. You gonna you gonna blink and the magic gonna pass you by because you moving so slow. Or you being stubborn and not apologizing to somebody that you need to apologize to. And it's a purple card, and purple in this deck is your third eye and your crown chakra. And your crown chakra is where, we feel connected to the universe and connected to source. Realize that you're like, the show manifestation is all connected. We're all connected in some way, shape, or form. You realize that. That's, your crown chakra. Everybody has their trials and tribulations. Everybody has trauma. Nobody's trauma is better than another person. No need to trauma dump, trauma bond. Okay? You don't gotta do that. Okay. Hurt people don't gotta hurt people. Okay? It's just that's your crown. And your third eye, so your intuition. Um, those gut feelings, your creativity, your intuitive downloads is from sources. So with stop, it says this card asks you to stop, reflect, collect your thoughts, or maybe even just take a break. It may also be a good time to think about what stopping might mean to you. Is it forever? Is it a pause? Is it time to move forward or simply change your direction? And if you're changing a direction, and let's say you was going down a path you wasn't supposed to go, you start going down a path you were supposed to go, you watch how fast shit start popping off for you, bro. Like that shit, magic. Like, you stop ignoring your those gut feelings or intuitive nudges. You start listening to those. You start realizing what it's trying to tell you and stuff like that. You just sit back and observe. And like Phineas and Ferb, right? Like how Phineas was like more the talker and Ferb was like quiet and reserved and stuff like that. You can't tell me that Ferb ain't peep a lot of things that he ain't letting us know, okay? All right. And when he did talk, it was either like very direct and added to whatever was going on, or very cutthroat. Like it was. Oh, remember that episode where they were trying to get a band back together for their parents, and the guy, he was like, no, da 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 da. Ferb was mad quick, okay, real quick to pull out the sledgehammer. And Phineas was had to be like, wait, not right now. Like not yet. Like we might have to resort to this. But not right now. Like, let's use words real fast. Let's reflect on it. Communicate, see if we could talk to this person and get them on the same page. And like, poof, things happen so fast. We didn't have to use violence. Like, so we have magic. Magic is real. It is a spark that is a spark and the excitement that comes out of nowhere. The action of manifestation or the feeling of creating something from nothing. It is also it is all of these things and more. This card represents a need to acknowledge the magic and sense of wonder within your life. It's happening around you all the time. You just need to look. You know, then be like, stop and smell the roses. Stop. Look around you. Like, were you in the situation where you in? Like right now, could you have seen yourself being in that situation 10 years ago? Hmm? Hmm? No. You see how things turned around? Okay? Or if it didn't turn around for the better, it can if you just stop doing whatever the frick you're doing and make those changes. Like, it's just, you know, like, wow. Who would have thought something so simple could lead to something so great? Then we have enlightenment. And it's a yellow card. The yellow is supposed to represent your solar plexus taking actions, your joy, your happiness, your success. Like I said, you stop doing something, and if you was going down the wrong path, stop it, you turn around, start going down the right path, you start seeing how things start popping off like crazy. I'm like, wow. People start coming out of nowhere, out the woodworks, with opportunities and things for you because you change. You're no longer the person that you once were. You no longer see things the way that you once seen them. With the enlightenment here, you no longer think the way you used to think. It's a whole new person, a whole new you. See, there's an eye right here. You know, I was talking about your third eye. It's not like those gut feelings. You start listening to that and training it and trusting it, and you see how things over time change, and you weren't like how your life changed when you start listening to to yourself and trusting yourself and doing what's best for you. Then we have workaholic, which is a blue card, and blue is supposed to represent your throat, your communications, expressing your truth, creativity. So you might need to work on, stopping whatever you're stubborn to acknowledge, because that it was. But workaholic being here could be a lot of different things. You need to work on something, work on stopping whatever is keeping you stuck and restricted. Okay? But at first you have to acknowledge it. One, to make the work and progress and the change to free yourself from it, to then reclaim your power, rather than saying or just thinking that it's everybody else's fault, when it's like you made some choices too that got you to in this situation, Yeah. You have to forgive yourself and that person, rather than just blaming that person for the whole thing. You see it? And we have pleasure. And pleasure, well, it's an orange, and orange is supposed to be your chakra, and that's your sexuality, how you feel about yourself, self-respect, self-esteem, self-love, self-worth, guilt, shame, all that's also tied in it. So if you have some guilty pleasures, right? Everyone has some, okay? Like, there's people that's in defeat. That's not my thing, okay? I don't knock nobody in their kinks, okay? No one should knock you. Depending on what it is. If it's not hurting anybody, okay? Like, if it's no Jeffrey Dahmer type thing, no one should be, shaming you for your kinks. Your kinks is your kinks. Whatever floats your boat, floats your boat. But if it's Jeffrey Dahmer type kind of thing, that is not okay. Stop that. Seek help. Talk to somebody. Report yourself. It's just, that's not okay. Buffalo Bill, not okay. Okay. But yeah, once you start working on yourself and accepting yourself and realizing that, if you have like I don't know why it turned to foot fetish in this group, but hey, if you got like a foot fetish and that's your kind of thing, all powers to you, okay? And some people might make fun of you for it, okay? Cause I won't make fun of you for it. I just found like that's weird, okay? There's a lot of things on people's feet. There's this athlete's foot. You can get like foot toe worms. There's a lot, okay? There's a lot that can go wrong with feet. But if you have no problem, doing whatever you want to do with a feet and the toe, just hey, to her. There's gonna be somebody that's gonna love and appreciate you doing all that. That's great. That's fine. That's wonderful. But everybody had their own little cup of tea that they're into. Like, you might be into feet. I'm into muscular arms. That's to her. Okay? Like, that's my pleasure. You can lift like 3 cases of water up my stairs in one trip. Whoa! Like, you can like, that's great for me. Okay? Like, you go ahead. I don't care what your feet look like at that point. I don't care what it look like. Just don't touch me with it. It's just, everyone has their own little pleasures and their own little kinks that they're into. A muscular back, because what? With the arms? Let me tell you. I will have you doing chores in my house just because. Like, can you get that? Why? I don't know. I just want to see your muscles flex real fast. Like, it's. And we we have little brother, little sister, siblings, younger friends, responsibility, and it's a 40 card. So the responsibility here, like I said over here, you're responsible for like accepting yourself, loving yourself, feeling okay. Like if you like feet. I don't have do no problem to her. There's no problem with liking feet, okay? Like you're just you know what you like. That's fine. I know what I like, and feet ain't it. Like it's just it is what it is. You know, um, you make sure they feet ain't got nothing on there, okay? While you down there, be responsible. It's just and then like if you're like an older sibling, we have here young little brother, little sister. So if you're older, you might feel like like responsible for like looking out for like your little siblings and stuff like that, and keep them out of trouble and trying to protect them and stuff like that. Yeah, but there's not always gonna work out that way, and you don't have to beat yourself up about it. And or like something happened, and then you beating yourself up about it, you feel guilty. It might be saying like, hey, stop beating yourself up about it, stop feeling guilty. Um, that's just saying that it's a call for help. You want to make a change and you want to do something. Work on how you can be an asset to this person's life, how you can help them grow in some way, shape, or form. Um, be like a reliable person in their life so that they can depend on you and rely on you. But you might have to first be that person in your life to then be that person in other people's life. Pretty much you got to use yourself as like the test dummy, a guinea pig. Got to be able to rely on yourself, depend on yourself, love yourself, care for yourself, respect yourself, have boundaries, defend your boundaries, stand 10 toes on your boundaries unless other people will overcross them, and you know try to set them for you. And you're giving away your power when that's defeat the whole purpose. It's trying to say stop. It's trying to stop that. Next we have here Gaia, which is supposed to be the world. And the world pretty much is that it's supposed to represent or completion, an end of a cycle. When a cycle ending, another one beginning. Or you're elevating to a new status, new level. It could be that. Okay, but or you could be if you learned the lessons that you need to learn, like I said earlier with Saturn being like the card of Capricorn and stuff like ruling Capricorn and stuff like that. If you learn the lessons that you need to learn, the cycle will close out, and you will be on like you will be a fool like on the fool again because the fool's journey, but on a new level. You won't have to go through the same things that you went through. And if you do, it's not as drastic or as difficult as it was before in the old cycle. But if you didn't learn the lessons, you just got bumped back to the full on the exact same level and have to go through the whole thing all over again. Yeah. Then we have the Hermit, but we have here solitary, which is being alone, being by yourself, um, loner kind of thing. Um, but the Hermit, he goes within and he seeks answers within inside himself and see what he could change, what he can't change. The magic, he goes inside himself, realizing that he has everything that he needs within him. He doesn't need anybody else to validate him or tell him what to do and stuff like that. He's responsible for his own well-being, his own life, his own world, his own lessons, learning, making sure he learns what he needs to learn, and moving on and moving forward. And then we have the cherry. Talking about moving on and moving forward. We have adversity, but it's the chariot. And the chariot is supposed to be like having this. It has the two horses, right? Supposed to represent duality, yin and yang, masculine, feminine, um, shadow and light, um, and the duality of it, and being balanced in both in order to move on and move forward, and like with determination to have to have a victory over whatever you know you like. Because the hermit, he goes seeking answers, right? So whatever answer you're seeking, you're determined to find out or get that, like get a solution, right? But with the enlightenment here, it's like once you know that thing, you can't unknow it. So it's just best to move on and move forward, because the life as you know it is now that's changed. And then we have destiny, was pretty much the wheel of fortune. I said before, like the wheel of fortune. When the wheel turns, we never know if it's turning for the better or for the worse, where it's going. But we have to continue moving on and moving forward. Like sometimes you're gonna be dealt good hands, but sometimes you're gonna be dealt a bad hand. But you still have to continue playing until you get a good hand, or until able to get out of it. You have responsible to continue working on whatever you're working on. You just can't give up because this person said this, or is like it's not how you thought it was gonna cut out to be. It's just like, okay, that's like right now it might not look like that, but continue going. It might change. You won't know if you don't continue. Oh, this is also Saturn. I just realized the sign. I believe that's Jupiter. See, making sure you learn those lessons. If you don't learn the lessons, you know, for things to change. Because if you don't learn the lessons, then you'll most likely do it again. There will be no change. Right? Then you be, when the wheel of fortune, you be under the wheel. Bad luck, stuff like that. You didn't learn the lessons, and so it's gonna be doomed to repeat. You're gonna continue making these bad choices and self-destructive, and attaching yourself self-destructive things, and participating in self-destructive behavior. Now, if you stop that, realizing, hey, that's not helping me. That's not, beneficial. That's not smart. Maybe I should stop that. Work on myself. Release whatever needs to be released. Let me take accountability for my happiness in my life rather than blaming other people. Shifting blame, pointing fingers, whatever you could be doing. Stop that. Realize that I need to validate myself and, can get in control over my mind, you know, not allowing other people to live rent free in my head. That isn't like uplifting me, beneficial, motivating me, or or even just not even positive. Or you like, let's say you won't go to that person for advice, right? But they feel the need to critique you or any like way, shape, or form. If you won't go to them for advice, it doesn't matter what the frick they gonna say, because it's just not. It's gonna you're gonna see it as criticism in any way, shape, or form, because you don't see them as a person that will give you helpful advice. So why let that person live in your head rent free? Just simply let it go, let it flow, release it. You don't need that person to validate you. Now, if you want advice you know the people that you want to go to for advice. That's gonna give you helpful, like reliable, genuine, dependable advice. You have to, be able to decipher that and realize who's for you, who's not for you. Work on what you need to work on. Stop trying to blame everybody else to say that, oh, well, their life is better because this, and the third. No, their life is this way because they put in a whole bunch of work to make their life that way, and you could have done the same thing. But rather than doing that, you did something else. It is what it is. Take responsibility for that. Don't blame the other person. Like, if like with siblings here and then younger friends, like if you have a younger sibling and like with this pleasure here, and let's say you probably have to like watch them like from time to time, but then don't try to blame that person or blame the sibling or blame the friend for you not being able to do certain things, because if that sibling ends up doing it or like learning something, it's just like you had the time to do it too, to learn it too. You just didn't, it's just how you use your time and how you express yourself. You chose to express yourself in one way, and the other person chose to express themselves that way. Don't try to dim anybody light because how they chose to do something is the way that you chose to do them, or how you wanted them to do something, or how because they're shining their light make you look like a certain way. You be you. Stand on your decisions and your choices, and if you're unhappy with your decisions and your choices, change your life around. Because that was another card. The Wheel of Fortune is another card of change. So we have pretty much things coming to an end and changing and turning around, like a turning point. Because you're starting a new cycle, or a new cycle has begun where you need to, move on and let go whatever over what has move on and let go of what doesn't serve you anymore. And then we have a rebirth, which is, death, transformation, putting to an end on things. Again, new cycle. Things have to come to an end. Rebirth. Things have to be let go and transformed. Things you have to stop doing certain things. Things that you used to do, you might not do them no more. Okay? You can't. And like it is like the more you try to slow down or be stubborn to it, the harder it is gonna be for you. And we have wisdom, which is supposed to be the high priestess. It's all about your intuition, your knowledge. You know, like I said, and then with the high priestess, like I said, like even with the chariot, she has a dark pillar and a white pillar. Where horses is supposed to represent freedom, pillars is supposed to represent like your stability. They're supposed to be there all the time. You might have to move away, free yourself for some people that you thought were like your friends and like solid and stable people in your life, to move on to or to meet new people, open yourself to new horizons, and to move on. It's your responsibility to grow and continue growing and take actions on your dreams and your goals and your aspirations. No one can do it for you. So don't try to blame somebody else or degrade somebody else if they did their dreams and were like, well, I couldn't take action on my dreams and this, that, and the third because I was stuck busy watching you or taking care of you. Well, ho, 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 ho. Because there's 24 hours in the day. You probably watched me for like 3 hours. You trying to tell me for the other 24, like the other 21 hours, you couldn't do whatever you want to do because of me. You see it? You see it? If you spaced out your time, schedule it out, ration it, schedule, plan it, stuff like that, you could have done whatever you wanted to do. Because if you watched me for 3 hours, where the rest of my hours, 21 hours, you didn't have to watch me. You could have done whatever you wanted to do, just like I was doing something. The whole, like, you know? Even while you was watching me, you could have still doing whatever you was doing. You see it? So it's just like, it is what it is. It's just you didn't use your time correctly. Time management is important, and a lot of people suffer from it. Gotta learn it, figure out ways to work is best for you, and move accordingly. Rather than trying to, blame somebody else and say that it was their fault for why something isn't working out, or even take credit for somebody else's work and try to pass it off as your own, or like try to use somebody else's accomplishments as your accomplishment, like because they accomplished it, we accomplished it, and it's just like we ain't do shit. Like we, I did, it's like that. Then we have belief. The frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our dreams. Hold on, I'm gonna restart that. The frequency of belief supports our senses of self-worth based off our gifts and talents and strong connection to source. And I believe it's all in the head, in the mental, in the mind, the brain. I'm gonna put that here. And we are responsible. That's the only thing that we really actually can control when you really think about it, is our mind. We can't control nothing else. You can control our mind, sometimes our body. I say sometimes because that's, there's diseases, but some people can't control their body anymore. Start doing I did this, but my hand I purposely did that. But it's like involuntary. There we go. Yeah, there's involuntary movements, and they can't really control it. But as of right now, hopefully, you have control over your mind and your thoughts. And if you don't, start getting control of that. Stop letting other people live in your head rent free, and their negativity live in your head rent free. Especially if you won't go to them for advice. You don't see them as someone that can help you in any way, shape, or form. You don't find them or deem them as a responsible, reliable adult or person or human. So why have this person live in your head rent free? No. Yeah. Then we have the nope. You just gonna skip over that word. It says the frequency of the nope. It supports our ability to use our consciousness to transcend into other layers of reality and dimension. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experience into our presence to serve our highest purpose. And that's 5. And 5s are 32, which that's 5. And 5 is temporary. And it could be also a card of conflict. Another meaning for the devil card, never said in the other time, I'm saying here, is one side, like if it's a one-sided thing, that's devil energy. It's not equal give and take, very one-sided. It's not for the good of all, just for the good of one. It's not for the greater good. It's just, that's devil energy. It just suits one person. It's worked out for one person. That's devil energy. That, could cause some conflicts. Then we have heart chakra. The heart chakra, or the frequency of the heart chakra is the green flower of life supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonizes the mind and body. And I was just talking about one side. It could be like unrequited love. That's really one sided. And it's time to stop that. Let that go. Tell that person that you no thank you. It's just um or you've been stuck in like an unrequited love situation. Like it's always been one sided love. Um, you always putting in all the work or all the effort. And the other person's not. Time to let that go. You're draining yourself dry. You like always trying to give to somebody and not getting back. You're responsible to give to like to give love to yourself and care for yourself and nurture yourself and to respect yourself and protect yourself and defend yourself. You gotta protect your heart. No one's gonna protect your heart but you. And that's a 4 card. And 4 is it could be like stability, stagnation, foundation. But with the 5 here, it was 11 and then 5. And then 11 reduced to 2. 2 is your duality. The duality, bringing balance to the light and the dark, realizing that, there's some light aspects and there's some dark aspects of yourself and loving it completely and loving yourself, flaws and all, in order to move on. It might be hard, to find, those parts of yourself that you don't like, that you think that's flaws, and actually like take responsibility for them and still love it and love yourself for who you are, and knowing that there's a part of you helps you move on and see things in a different way, in a different view, and you just don't put up with certain things anymore. Then we have the solar plexus. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra is the yellow flower of life. Supports our sense of self and personal power and our the willpower, which also the chariot is also about. The guy on the chariot, he moves the chariot based off willpower, all in his mind. That's why he has to get the horse balanced, dark and light, as well as knowing of who we are, and what our contribution is to the whole. So, yeah, you have the chariot will not move until you have full control over the dark horse and full control over the white horse. You have to have full control over them. You have to free yourself from whatever restrictions that you're labeling onto them, because the white horse might be all ready to go, but if the dark horse don't get up, y'all not going nowhere. And like I said before, there's no whips and there's no chains. You just moving it based all on your like mind power, and there's like a mutual agreement, understanding between you and all the horses, and y'all know where y'all going. Or you guys be like, it's yip, and they just, they go, they move. You take it, and they like what you're taking action on and why you're taking action on it. And then we have the cosmic flower. The frequency of the cosmic flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core, the core from which we pour our nope. We pour our magic brain into the world. Okay? Because that word was not coming out. And that's 18 reduced to 9. And 9 is all about letting go and releasing, reflecting on what needs to be reflected on. Hold on, because zeros. Then we have 3, 9, 7, 10, 4, 2. Threes is all about like collaborating, coming together, teamwork, work. Like I said, working together, teamwork, right? Collaborating. You have to communicate with those people as well, being able to share and stuff like that. For 9 is releasing, letting go, reflecting. 7 is internal. Could also represent like struggles and stuff like that. Struggling to like to achieve something. Um, Inner works, reflection, gaining control. Where 10 is all about like completion, coming to a close and stuff like that. 4 could be stability, stagnation, foundation, manifestation. Um, and then 2 is your duality, connection. You know how you communicate with those connections or in those connections. Which like we have here, and we ended with the connection. But you have to first be able to balance whatever internal conflict that you might be having with yourself in order to move on and connect with other people. Because your solar chakra plexus is like how you feel about yourself, yeah, but you, like I said before, you have to like love yourself, care for yourself, and then in order to care and do to feel the same for others. Because you know your solar plexus, and that's when you take action. You know, talking to other, communicating with other people and stuff like that for the greater good of all, not just for you and for selfish reasons. You do it for the for you, the next generation after you, the generation before you, like you. It's for the good of all, not just one person. Then we have empowerment. The frequency of empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely, uniting us with ourselves in a deep trust that are that we all are connected through the same source. Didn't I say that before? But I was talking about the crown chakra. I think, right? Yeah. I believe it was this pile. Some of the like sometimes they like merge and like a message I said in another pile I have to say in this pile, and I'm just like, did I say that? But then it's like, probably did, because I don't remember that I have to come up in another pile. So I believe I said it for this one. And that is 26, and that is 8. And 8 is all about your personal power, movements, and pretty much our higher self or our like personal self versus our egos. And our ego is not our higher self. Our ego it tries to protect us, but it could also cause us pain and harm, keep us from taking action on something that could actually bring us a lot of pleasure and be very happy and beneficial to us. Which is why I keep saying like it's time to stop that and realize that you might be doing things very out of ego or very egotistical for egotistical needs or superficial reasons, materialistic reasons. And it's time to stop that. Not everybody's gonna toot your horn, want to be friends with you, see you as the life of the party, and stuff like that. And that's fine. That's okay. That's cool. But you like with what I mean by like ego, right? Or being like egotistical is thinking that you're so high and mighty and stuff like that that you know you, that even when you're wrong, you still feel like you're right. Like you too, like I said, like everyone is wrong at some point in time. Everybody has that day. Like where they're just wrong, or they might have a couple of questions wrong. Even if they could be the smartest person in the class, they make some mistakes and stuff like that. Everyone has their day. Everyone's not just one person getting 100 on like a whole bunch of tests. Like no, they gonna mess up a little bit. It's alright. It's okay. It's cool. It's not an end all be all. Okay, you know, it's fine. We learn from our mistakes, but if you're wrong and there's things trying to tell you that you're wrong, it's proven to you that you're wrong, and you still trying to be like, no, 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 I'm right. It's me. I'm okay. Like you're just so above being wrong, and it's just like, don't be surprised when nobody want to be freaking around you. Okay, you have to empower yourself because it's just like, who wants to be around that, bro? You're wrong, and I'm trying to help you learn something, teach you something, inform you in some way, shape, or form, and you trying to tell me that what you said is absolutely correct, but I'm trying to show you, like, no, 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 it's proven that it's wrong. That it's wrong. Here, there's a lot of facts to prove that it's wrong, so you can let it go, you can move on, and you still like, no, 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 like it's like you're refusing to move on and learn what you need to learn. You will be stuck in something, to change. You will be stuck in something, and it's don't blame nobody else for whatever you're stuck in. It could be a delusion. Your life could be the way that it is, and somebody else's life is not that way, and you trying to figure out why your life that way and their life is not that way because they made a choice and you made choices, but the reason why you made those choices for superficial reasons, but they probably made that choice like by mistake or something like that, and they were aware of that, realized it, stopped that, and changed and moved on. Where you're just saying, no, 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 no. Everyone else have to change, but not me. I'm not the problem. Y'all the problem. No, 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 no. Like it's that's all I got. No, like you might be the problem. Not everybody. It might be you. Just sorry, not sorry, but sorry. Like sorry. Like take responsibility for your actions. Hold yourself accountable. Everybody can't be the problem, and you're just peaches and cream. No. Okay. Yeah. So we have the Five of Wands. Talking about conflict. Okay. Competition. And like I said before, like you're trying to blame everybody, right? And at some point in time, no one's gonna want to be around you, so you have to be the whole team by your damn self. But who gonna throw you the ball? Hmm? Hmm? Who gonna throw? How can you throw? Hmm? Huh? You can catch the ball, yeah, but you need somebody to still throw it to you so you can hit it. You see it? So somebody trying to tell you that, enlighten you to it. You like, no, 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 I got this. And you throw it, and then you hit it. Okay, fine, that's great. But there's no one in first base to go catch that, to go tell that person that that's out, so they can run around the whole bases with no problem. Some people trying to help you so you can stop damaging and hurting yourself, but you don't want to accept that and realize that no, 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 no. Everybody else is the problem. I'm fine. I'm great. No, you're wrong from time to time. So it's okay. I'm wrong from time to time. It's a part of life. You learn something new every day. That's the reason it's the same. So you can learn something new. Rather than having ignorance is bliss, trying to be, no, 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 like, no, no, no. Like, okay. Then we have the Two of Pentacles. It's just going back and forth. Um, with two options. Maybe we have the water back here, being wishy-washy. Um, and we have the heart chakra here. It's might be having two emotions going back and forth. Like I was saying before, like your ego will try to write it off or pass it off, like on So you miss out on this opportunity that can actually like bring you happiness and bring you pleasure and stuff like that. They try to be like, no, 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 no. Let's just stay here, do this because we're making money here and we're doing this, this, and the third. And it's like, yeah, we might be miserable here, but we still get money. But it's just like, why not just do something that makes you happy and get money? And the brain's like, no, 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 no. Because I'm already here, already getting money. But you're not happy. Oh, you know that episode of SpongeBob, right? Where that just popped in my head. Where Man Ray, right? When he was trying to give Patrick his wallet, and Patrick kept saying that it's not his wallet, and it's just like, but you dropped the wallet on the floor. He was like, yes. And he was like, and I picked it up. Yes. He opened the wallet and everything, pulled the card out. He was like, and this is your ID. Yes. He was like, and I find this ID in this wallet. He was like, so that means that whoever ID this is their wallet. Patrick was like, makes sense to me. And then he goes, so this is your wallet. And then Patrick's like, that's not my wallet. It's just like, like, it's just math not mathing. You know, like how I saw, like, the wallet fell out of your pocket. Your ID is in it. I'm giving you back your wallet. You trying to tell me it's not yours? Then who wallet is it? Who ID is this? You even said it makes sense to you for me to conclude that it is your wallet. So it's just like we was on the same page. We'd I lose you? You know? Going back and forth, being wishy-washy, not able to choose, having conflict, not knowing what to act on. Do I give you the wallet, not give you the wallet? Do I throw it at you? Do I just drop it on the floor? Which one? And then we have the star, which is a wish manifestation. But it could also mean delay. And then we have stop and magic here. Things could be on the delay. Magic could be on the delay. A pause, a little hold up until you get enlightened. Start freeing yourself from what needs to be freed. Because the star card is also being vulnerable and being your true authentic self. You know, making those changes to stand in your power and realizing that you can't do everything all by yourself and continue to blame people for things. Some people will like to help you. And the truth, you might not always want to hear the truth, but the truth is the truth, okay? And you need to hear it because the truth shall set you free. The truth do not keep you stuck in something. The truth sets you free. Okay? But you living in your truth, you don't feel stuck in anything or bounded. You feel free. You're speaking your truth, expressing your truth, doing you. And then the star indicates that a tower happens. Because the tower has to come before the star. And then the tower is like a change, a shift. And it's very unexpected. So, you know, you might be battling, going through something, not knowing which choice to choose, not knowing what to act on. It's just like, whichever one feel right to you, you stop, reflect on it, think about it. Try to see things from a different point of view. And knowing what to move on and take action on. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles. See, energy sitting on a goat. You see, you free yourself from that devil energy and you grounded and secure and stable in yourself. Okay? Taking back your power. Reclaiming your time and your power. Okay? And realizing that you don't need anybody to feel stable, secure, and or grounded in yourself. You don't need a validation from other people or anybody else. You need to like I said before, the only thing that you can control is your mind. And once you have control over that, and you realize that how your mind and your brain is actually, control your actions. If you have way too much thoughts going on, you don't know what to take action on. You're scattered. Scattered brain leads to scattered activities. And or you making mistakes and stuff like that, or like simple slight mistakes, and realizing that it's just a part of your path. You might need to take things a little bit slower than other people need to take them. Be in your own lane, okay, and doing what makes you happy. And then next card is the Empress, and she's all for queens. But seeing that the Queen of Pentacles came out with the Empress, it's trying to say like you're financially stable and abundant. Okay, wifey material. You can take care of yourself, take care of the kids, take care of the home. You're very also it's also like another Earth energy, right? With the Taurus, it's very earthy, money and materialistic and stuff like that. Material wise, you might be fine and okay and you're good, but like with the water and emotions, you might not be okay. You might be like doing things out of selfish reasons, self-absorbed reasons and stuff like that. You have to like look at that, reflect on it, and might need to put that to an end because you will attract other either other opportunities like that or people that view you as competition coming in and try to sabotage and break it down and destroy it. Um, but yeah, but cause if you go this way, it's like competition. Like, and read it this way, it's like someone's in competition with the Empress. Why? Because they, because the two, which is choice. The Empress, she, Queen of Pentacles being here, she's financially stable, independent, grounded, and secure in herself. Right? Right. She has a pentacle, money, finance, status. Oh, she can lose a couple of money. It's fine. It's okay. It doesn't matter. There will be some people that try to come in and take from you. And then there's some people that, have no problem. You give to them willingly and, carefully. You see how she's giving the pentacles. There's some people that you give to with no problem. And there's some people that you pretty much like not even forced to give to, but you give to out of like charity in a way, I guess. Or try to take the pentacle from you, something like to blackmail you, tell you a sob story, to try to swindle you to get money. But you have to be able to realize that, decipher that, to you know move on. If you read it that way, if you read it this way, is conflict or a battle of making a choice of which choice to decide, and until then things being on the delay, and their abundance, and because she's a wonderful, she's supposed to represent like abundance, soul nurturing, humble, caring, finances, that's on delay. And then seeing that's on delay, like you're a lot of more other opportunities will also be on delay until you learn the lessons that you need to learn and stop being superficial and make the right choice, and stop fighting and battling these choices. Because this goes also with the Five of Wands, could also be competition. Some people could see you as a competition because you're, or view you as intimidating because of the status that you have or the power that you have, and you might not see it, and have them living in your head rent free, or the things that they were saying living in your head rent free, and going back and forth on I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. It's just like if you those people that's trying to tell you that you can't do it are those reliable people, responsible people? Do you even deem them to be your friend? And if you don't, just let them go. And, you know, you seeing how more stable and grounded you feel in yourself, and trusting yourself more, and seeing more opportunities come to you, and trusting that you know what you want to do and what's best for you and what's right for you. Now look into your self-care card, and then we will go. And then we have ground yourself. Right, feeling more stable, secure in yourself, your root chakra. And that's 25. And 25 reduced to 7. And 7, like I said before, is internal. It's all about yourself. Then we have write a gratitude list. 55. And 5 is all about, like I said, it's change. It's temporary. Could be like a conflict. You could be holding a grudge, and until you let go of that grudge, things will continue to be unstable and ungrounded. And you might be interpreting or seeing that situation wrong, which what this hermit might need to take a step back from and see it from the other person's point of view, or like an outsider's point of view, a bystander's point of view, and then you would probably know what choice and what decision to make to take action on. Then we have make a vision board. Third is 33. Oh, 5 reduced to 10. 10 is completion. 3 threes collaborating and co-creating with spirits, with the star. You manifesting with spirit, and spirit trying to work with you, trying to say like stop, okay? We're trying to help you be stable and grounded and be abundant, and not have a happy life where you can you can have a happy life where you be doing what you love and be happy and peaceful and secure and grounded in yourself and being true to who you are. You just have to learn the lessons that you need to learn and work on yourself. And it's possible if you work on yourself and learn the lessons that need to be learned. Free yourself from whatever self-imposed restrictions that you have, and take action on what you need to take action on. But, I almost forgot to read you his quote. Oh, I have this highlighted in my book, so I guess it's important for you to know. Thoth teaches us that while we are seeking counsel from others, our best reference is often ourselves. And he also has a wife. His wife, Mahat, right? She is the goddess of justice in like Egypt. She pretty much weighs your heart with a feather, and if your heart's lighter than a feather, you're fine. You did everything that you set out to do on earth. You didn't have no bad blood animosity towards people. Now she put your heart on that scale, okay? And your scale and your heart moves, okay? That means you have a lot of, like I said, grudges. You have a lot of things that you're holding on to that you need to release and let go of, make peace with. So his quote is, trust that you know, discern, and simply all the options and informations being directed, well, discern and simplify all the options and information being directed at you. So like I said before, those people that's living in your head rent free, right? And the things that they're saying, are they your friends? Do you even deem this person as a friend? Do they really matter to you? Hold any type of weight in your life? And if not, why does it matter what the frick they said? if I'm not gonna if I'm not gonna go to you for advice, if I don't deem you to be a reliable like resource or a person, I don't give a fuck what you say, man. Like you can, like it could be a compliment, like oh okay great thanks, but it's just like I don't really. I don't like. It's just like I'm gonna take the compliment, no problem. But it's just gonna be like, not even are you trying to be funny? You're just gonna be like, okay, thank you. Like it is what it is. Like I really don't give a fuck what you're saying. Like it might be like, oh, like and you might have to say it again. It's like, oh wow, like yeah, thanks. But I'm gonna continue going on. Like we don't gotta be friends just because you complimented me that one time. Like that's not a friend. That's another form of devil energy, flattery. Like if somebody want to keep telling you, "Oh, you're so pretty. You're so pretty." At some point in time, that shit gets annoying. Like, "Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks." What? Like what are you like, come on now. It's annoying, okay? Like don't succumb to flattery. It's trying to get you it's a trap. It's trying to get you stuck in something. Um being discerning and moving slow. Some people might say like it's you being indecisive. Sometimes you have a reason for being indecisive. You tried something and you got burnt. And you tried something else that you thought was supposed to be that's going to be risky, and it might not be, and it might have turned out to be the most exciting thing in your life, and was less harmful than this thing that you thought was supposed to be all fine peaches cream, like peaches and creams. Like positive and negative, plus and minus. You um my bad. Lost my train of thought. So, don't know what else. I'm pretty sure I was done with the reading. So I'm just gonna do the ending and the closeout. But that's all I'm seeing, honestly. Pretty sure I said everything while I was here. Take accountability for yourself. If you're making bad choices, realize that. Stop doing that. You know, make it. Think about it first. Like before you make a bad choice, think about it. You know, play out the scenarios in your head. If I make this choice, what will happen? Or you know, and follow, see what that happens in your little mind, and be like, oh, if I go here, what will happen? And then you know, see where that leads you, right? And whichever one is better, they don't hurt you, leave you worried, it make you feel anxious. Um, take action on that. Move forward on that. You might have to take some leaps of faith and some risk opportunity to move on and move forward. Like you might have to close out some doors, leave some people behind. Um, to actually, you know, be happy and be abundant in a way. Like in that way, it's it would be okay. Gonna end it there. That's like 2 phone calls. That's pretty much a sign. It's just yeah. If you feel like this reading resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe. Other than that, thank you for watching.